Missionary Aid International Missionary Enterprises. Today is December 19th, 2020. And welcome to social media once again. And God's World of Aviation. This is video number 8 for that series on our YouTube channel. And today we're just at Aviation World on Carlingview Drive, right across from the Pearson International Airport. And I picked up, this is my fifth one. This is my Global 6000, Global 6000. And I just wrote here, in most cases, the aviation industry has to do with different nations, different continents, which has to do with all kinds of different people. Very important here. All right. So I say all this in context with what the Lord gave me about half a year ago, that the nations will open up to you because of my healing power, because of. So last night, me and Mom were into the Word once again, and we came across, we're in John, the Gospel of John, John 6, chapter 6, verse 2. It says here, and a great crowd was following him, Jesus, because they had seen the signs, the miracles, which he continually performed upon those who were sick. Very interesting here, isn't it? Lines right up with what the Lord gave me. And this key word here, because, literally means for the reason, expressing an explanation or reason. So the nations are going to open up to you because, and the reason, the explanation they're going to open up to you is because of my healing power. Well, no kidding. You know, we read what it says in the Gospels and Jesus healing everybody. That's where the crowds were, and that's what it says, the crowds, right? It says great crowd was following him. Yeah, you get all kinds of healings happening. You got all kinds of people following you. So let's move on to John 6 here. Verse 5, Jesus looked up then, and seeing that a vast multitude was coming towards him. See that crowd, same day. He said to Philip, where are we to buy bread so that all these people may eat? Verse 7, Philip answered him, 200 pennies, $40 worth of bread is not enough that everyone may receive even a little. Verse 8, another of disciples, Andrew, Simon's Peter brother, said to him, 9, there is a little boy here who has with him 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish, but what are they among so many people? Like, we got hardly nothing, you know. Verse 10, Jesus said, make all the people recline, sit down. Now the ground, a pasture, was covered with thick grass at the spot. So the men threw themselves down, about 5,000 in number. Big crowd, same crowd that got their healing. Verse 11, Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to the reclining people. So Jesus went through the disciples. He's teaching them something all the time, you know, preparing them. And that should be the task of the church too. And we're not doing that. It's called the equipping of the saints. To the reclining table, so also he did with the fish as much as they wanted. He didn't just give them a small portion. He sent them as much as they wanted. That's the God of abundance, right? Verse 12, when they had all had enough, they were full to the belly, he said to his disciples, gather up now the fragments, the broken pieces that are left over, so that nothing may be lost and wasted. When the people saw the sign, they saw that. They saw it. They must have seen it, obviously. They must have seen they only had a little bit, and they kept on feeding and feeding and feeding. When they saw the sign that Jesus had performed, they began saying, surely and beyond a doubt, this is the prophet whom is to come into the world. Let's move on to John 6:19 for another miracle. This is all the same day, after he healed them. This is all after he healed them. However, when they had rowed 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea. Okay, he's walking on water now. Wow, healing a bunch of people, feeding a bunch of people, then he's walking on water. This is the Jesus. This is the Jesus of the Bible. This is not the Jesus of many churches, but this is the Jesus of the Bible. Approaching the boat, and they were afraid There's a big jet. I'm going to have to get some pictures here. And they were afraid. Okay? So let's move on to the last miracle here. The last miracle that Jesus did on the very same day. This is all together. This is on the same chapter. Okay, John 6:21. Verse 21. Just a couple verses after. They're still in the water. And then they were quite willing and glad for him to come into the boat. So he's walking up to them on water, gets into the boat, and now the boat went at once. This is key here. I never saw this until a few years ago when I think Bill Winston pointed this out. At once to the land. The boat went at once to the land they had steered towards, and immediately they reached a shore towards which they had been slowly making their way. And the verse before that, it says how far they were from the land. They were quite a ways. They were about 3-4 miles away, and all of a sudden, supernaturally, they made it to the land. All right, I don't have the time to get into that, but I just want to make a short video. I'm running out of time on my battery here. So I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for everything that the followers, those who like our videos and all of that. And we're going to be making a lot more, and especially when the nations are going to start opening up to us regarding the healings, all these things. We're going to document all of that. This is all going to be on the media. This is all going to be on the website channel, everything. So I want to thank you. And as always, as I finish my videos, walk in the fullness of the grace of God. Amen.